Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Packed house. I'm Kerry Flynn, media reporter at Axios. I'm so happy to be here at Axios House South by Southwest. This is our final night of programming, and we're going out with a bang. I'm so happy to welcome an incredible comedian, Chelsea Handler, who just published her 7th book. I'll have what she's having. Come on out, Chelsea.
Is my mic on? Perfect. Love it.
So like I just shared with the crowd, you just published your 7th book. That's absolutely incredible. And it's already a New York Times bestseller, #1 on the list, I believe?
Number 1, yes,
Incredible. So how does that feel? I mean, it's not your first time, so.
No, it's my 6th time. Thank you for reminding me. Honestly, it's the best phone call. I mean, I will never get sick of hearing that news. I'm at a point in my life where being #1 is just not the most important thing. Like I'm very grateful just to be successful and working and creating and being, having a desire. So to find out you are #1 when they call you with all of the people on the phone and everyone's recording you, you're getting some good news. And I will never get tired of that phone call. It's the best feeling in the world. I didn't graduate college. I didn't go to college. I skipped it altogether. So I didn't graduate because I didn't apply anywhere. So the idea that I'm in my family, the youngest of 6 children, and the only one who didn't go to college, and the only one with 7 New York Times bestsellers is pretty. I like to remind my brothers and sisters every day of how successful I am. And they love it. They can't get enough of it.
Well, before we get into chatting about what's actually in your book, I did want to get your opinion on the evolution of the book tour. Because as I was preparing for this interview, let's just say I listened to a lot of podcasts.
Oh,
you were everywhere. No, It was great. They were all great. I learned a lot. So I'm curious, again, since this is your 7th book, how have you seen the book tour change? What do you like about it? Is there something you don't like about it, wish would change?
About the book tour, well, I like people. So I'm always happy to meet my fans. I really enjoy that. It's my favorite thing about stand-up is seeing faces, real people, real faces. I'm not a real celebrity. I'm a fake celebrity. I prefer regular people. But I love having that. My fans are amazing. Spending my 50th birthday on a press tour, publishing this book was like the best way to spend a birthday. Quite manipulative, actually, because I got so many birthday wishes and so many birthday cakes and so many birthday songs that I really feel so loved. And I feel really grateful to have such a big fan base that keeps me so successful. I'm so fucking grateful. Yeah.
Well, as I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I know you have a podcast. One thing that's been there is a lot of chatter around recently is Netflix wanting to bring video podcasts onto its platform. I'm curious about your view of that because I know you've done a lot of work with Netflix. I know you've done stand-up specials with them. So walk me through about should these podcasts be on Netflix?
It's so funny that podcasts were not. This is the first I'm hearing about Netflix getting into podcasts. So thanks for the heads up. I don't know. It's so funny, the evolution of everything, watching podcasts that were supposed to be off camera, then putting them on camera. Now they're on TV. It's so it's an interview show. So we're back to late night, right? I don't understand. Everything is very circular in this industry. It's like cell phones. They started out big, then they got small, and they get big again. It's why can't we pick a size? I don't know about podcasts being televised. I guess people love podcasts, so there's 500,000 of them, though. How do we choose the ones that we want televised? And who knows? I don't have a business brain like that. I'm just a creative. Yeah. So whenever anyone asks me business questions, I'm like, you fucking figure it out. And get back to me.
I'll get back to you.
With some answers. Yeah.
Well, speaking of, as you're talking about what you actually enjoy, you do so many different kinds of mediums, right? You do in-person stand-up, you have your podcast, you write 7 books. Where do you feel like you're the most truly Chelsea?
I'm always truly Chelsea. I'm not trying to pretend. Yeah, I'm not trying to pretend to be anything other than myself. I am making a living off of being myself, so my honesty and my integrity is at front and center. I can't be anything other than me. And when I'm writing a book or I'm sharing my stand-up or my podcast here, Chelsea, where I talk to real people, once again, it's all about what do I have to say? Is there anything new to say? And how do I inject some optimism and joy into this world, you know? Like, I want to be a provider of joy. Like, I feel like that is my purpose. My middle name is Joy. That's what my mother told me to do. And I was a bitch for a really long time. And then I realized I want to be a joyful bitch. So that's what I am now. And I'm spreading positivity. And this book is really about sisterhood, and not just, you know, just being a sister to the world, not just to other women, to each other, you know, to really go out of your way for people that need your help, and to show up, and to just, let's all just try and be more supportive and inclusive. And especially what we're up against politically right now, we have to double down on happiness, kindness, and compassion, especially with every group that's being targeted. And being a powerful woman is the reason why we're probably in this situation, because there are too many powerful women. But we're not going anywhere. We're only getting more powerful and more independent, and the men who walk alongside of us will enjoy the benefits of that. And these other men who can't handle female empowerment can all go fuck themselves at some point.
Well, speaking of being inclusive and supporting, my favorite line in your book, I mean, there's a lot of good lines, but my favorite was, all children are all of our responsibility. I'm curious if you could elaborate on that, what you mean by that, and for this room of attendees, like, what can they take away from that lesson?
That, you know, just because I don't have a child, people assume I hate children. I don't hate children. It's like spaghetti bolognese. I'm not interested. I don't want it. You know, I want penne pesto. That's what I'm interested in. I don't want children. I want to be nice to the children that we have. I want to make sure we raise them to be good people. And I have a lot of children in my life, which I talk about in the book, because that's a side of me that I realized nobody really knew about, because I'm not out there advertising my relationships. But there are some really heartwarming stories about the children in my life. And I look at it as like, you know, I had that teacher in 3rd grade. Her name was Mrs. Sheckman, and she told me I was special, and she told me I was going to be something, and she believed in me, and I felt so seen. I want every kid to feel that way. I want to do that for the kids that don't feel seen. I want to do that for adults that don't feel seen. You know, all we all need is to be seen. And even if it's one person telling you you're going to be something and you're going to make something of your life, so that's all that anybody needs, is one person who believes in them. So I take that very seriously. When I feel like someone needs me, I'm there.
I love that. And I love, too, that you said you shared that story because people didn't know that side of you, and you were willing to share that. I'm wondering, again, as you're having conversations with people like me on this book tour, what else do you think, like, people have been surprised by that you're including in your book? Because, again, you're so open about so much of your life and out there. Is there any other, like, story and moment that you put in the book that, again, is having this, like, kind of surprising reaction? I don't know what people are surprised by. It's all been a whirlwind. It only came out, like, a week ago, and so I've been in a different city every day. I'm not sure what people are surprised by, but I'm authentically being me. I'm sharing, and I think when you're honest and you're a creative, people can smell that. You know, if you're dishonest and you're if you're pretending to be something you're not, it's very transparent. And it's unattractive. And so it's very important for me, like, authenticity. I'm not for sale. You can't buy me and make me say shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and whatever my truth is. And I wanna instill the confidence that I feel, the self-assuredness that I feel. I wanna inject that into other people. People are always like, how are you so confident? I'm like, how are you not? Let's dig in and get you confident. You know, we all have that reservoir of confidence inside of us. You have to, like, find it. And I want everyone to feel that way, because that's so empowering. And I especially want little girls and boys to feel that way. Not too confident, you know, for the boys, but, you know, confidence. Agreed. You've clearly, like we talked about, you've been so busy, and one thing you've done recently is host an award show. And I was fascinated by that, because as you hear in the industry that it's one of the most thankless jobs. I haven't said that personally, but I see a lot of people talk about that. So I'm curious your view on that hosting a award show is a thankless job, and for you, what do you get out of it?
I get to spread joy and fun. Like, I get to go out, set the tone for the night, walk on stage and go, we're gonna have a good time, come with me. And that's what I'm good at, you know? I'm good at having a party. And I'm not good at being a parent, so I'm not doing that. I'm doing the party, you know? I can usher in a good time. I know how to do that.
Is there any award show you would like to host that you haven't
I'd love
yet?
to host the Oscars.
Amazing. All right. Putting it out there, manifesting that.
Sure.
Stay tuned next year. I have to ask, back to your book. There's one part of it, I know you've shared the story outside of your book, that back in 2020, you were doing a lot of flirting with Andrew Cuomo. With
yes.
Andrew Cuomo.
We were all flirting with Andrew Cuomo. Don't forget, we all felt this way. It wasn't just me.
Well, I'm curious if you have any thoughts to share on Andrew Cuomo's run for New York City mayor.
Listen, I don't think anyone is unforgivable or unrecoverable unless they're a fucking murderer or a rapist. You know what I mean? And even those people can be rehabilitated. But I think everyone deserves a second chance if they have shown some sort of growth spurt in the areas of which they were coming up a little bit short. So I think that he's a smart enough man to understand what he probably did wrong. I'm hoping that he's not too old to have figured out that it's never too late to learn some, more lessons in life. So I would say go for it. He loves New York. He loves New Yorkers. And hopefully he won't repeat any past mistakes he's made. But I'm a big believer in giving people second chances. I'm not into people being canceled for life.
I love that. Great. Yeah. Well, we'll have to keep the conversation going on how that goes.
Well, maybe I'll have sex with him now that he's just the mayor, The governor was too hard of a hill to climb.
I'm excited to read about that in your next book.
I mean, I'm over him, though. So I was interested in him, and then I became over him.
But like
it's
you
old
said,
news.
But people can have second chances. So
yeah, second chances in government, not with my Pikachu. No. No, I'm not interested anymore. The ship has sailed. I wish I were, actually, because I could probably help him win.
Now maybe he's going to call you.
He might. Now he might be a lot nicer to me, yeah.
Well, I'd love if you could share a little bit more about what's actually next for you, right? You've had such a busy year. So anything, again, you can tease with the audience of what you're excited about for the rest of the year.
I have a new Netflix special coming out this month on March 25th. It's called The Feeling, and you'll know what that is when you watch it. And I have my podcast with iHeart, Dear Chelsea, which we're about in our 5th season. And that's where real people call in with real problems and we give real advice. And it's the fucking best. I love talking to real people. So I'm so grateful that that's been such a success. And I'm probably going to do some acting this year because I haven't really done a lot of that. And I'm 50 and I'm like, what haven't I done that I want to do? And I'm like, I want to do some stuff that's outside of my comfort zone. And then next Friday in Palisades, Tahoe, Gold Bond decided in honor of my birthday ski thing that we're going to do a ski run in Palisades, Tahoe and break the Guinness Book of World Records with me leading everybody in swimsuits, snowboarders and skiers, men and women. Anyone is welcome. You just have to register. And we're going to have like thousands of people skiing in their bathing suits. So, I mean, life is going pretty well.
Wait, so anyone can go? I can register.
You go to Gold Bond Base Layer and register, and anyone can ski with us. It's going to be a huge party.
Well, I told you earlier that one thing I love about you is your love of dogs. Will your dogs be at this ski run?
Doug is coming, yes. Doug will be there. He's very uncooperative in the snow, though. He thinks it's there for him to play, and I'm like, follow me, asshole. Every time we try and shoot a ski video, I'm like, Doug, come. And then he gets distracted, and he's on his back in the snow, so he needs to learn how to ski.
Well, at Axios, we love to end on one fun thing. Obviously, this whole conversation has been fun, but one thing I'm curious about is, so far at South by, what has been your favorite experience? What one fun thing have you done here?
Well, this is fun, being here with these shiny, bright faces and the sun coming in. It's almost happy hour time. I like the lighting, everything. This is fun. I mean, I love FaceTime with everybody, and I've been having a great day. I've done a bunch of panels, but I'm always happy to talk to people and to talk about whatever. That's what I do, talk.
Great. Well, I'm excited to keep the conversation going with you. I'll see you tomorrow at the iHeart Awards.
Okay, yes, I'll see you there.
And again, congrats, Chelsea, on your, again, #1 New York Times bestseller.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys.
Yes, it's so good to meet you.